Okay, so in this video, we're going to think about some things that you could do to customize your design. Oh, I don't know what, let's just see and have a little bit of a play around with this. So firstly, you've all learned how to use the fillet tool. So we can select our fillet. Maybe we sort of do a slightly smaller fillet. So I'm going to change that down to 5. Maybe let's click on this edge here and that, not that edge there, over there. And you might like to do, so just rounding off a few more edges to make it a little bit nicer, and click OK. And then maybe you would like to add a few more fillets, maybe down to 2, and just round off like you would with a bit of glass paper, this edge and this edge here, maybe this edge on this side and this edge on this side, so that it's feeling a little bit smoother to hold. Okay, like that. So that's one thing that you could do. You could also maybe add a where's the I think we need to go into Sketch. I was looking for it there, but I can't see it, so I think it must be in Sketch. So I'll put a sketch on the side here, and here the text, I'm going to click on text, and I'm just going to write my name along the bottom here. So I'm going to draw myself a bit of a square here like that. And now I might need to make this slightly bigger, so let's put it up at 5mm, and then see if we can put something in here like you know, my initials, or maybe I'll just put in launcher like that. I can also make it bold if I want to. It might be a bit easier for extruding out a bit. There, you might be able to change some of the fonts there, but that can have a bit of a problem if you choose some strange fonts later for working with. So I'm just going to leave it like that for the minute and see how that looks. Okay, there it is. Bit small at the moment, so this is still highlighted, so if I double click on it, it probably is going to think I'm trying to do a new one. So I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to press escape, and then that will take me out of the tool. See, it's no longer highlighted. Now I can select this, and I can select it all like that, and let's make this 10mm high instead. Press enter. There we go, that feels a bit better. I could have it like that, or I think you can rotate these a little bit by 90 degrees if you wanted to, but first you have to right click and take off text box, and then you can double click on it, and you can now press on this button, not this button, this button here, and that can change the angle there for you to be able to rotate if you wanted to change it. I'm going to leave mine. I'm quite happy as it is. I'm now going to select it. Maybe I could move it to somewhere around about there just by clicking and dragging it, and then I am going to finish my sketch. That's now there. It's got a strange dot there. I'm not really sure what that is at the moment, but we'll go to extrude, and then we're just going to select that. That's it coming out. I actually want to engrave it, so I'm going to change this to 1mm, and I'm going to press the cut button, and that will hopefully take me in like that. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. So now I've got my kind of name plastered across there. You could put it along the top, or you could put it on the peg, whichever way you want to. Some of the other things that you could do, let's think about starting a 2D sketch and putting it on here. Maybe I'll just project my cut edges. So I've got that all cut, and maybe I can just add in some interesting kind of areas along here. So I'm going to add a couple of points. So I want to do this nice and precisely. So I'm going to add a point there, and then maybe a point here. I'm going to dimension those points so they're exact. So between here and here, I'm going to change that to 10. Ooh. And between here and here, change that to maybe 45. Yeah, that'd be fine. 45. Okay, select my arc tool. I'm just going to click on there, and then now I can click on there, and now I can just bring that up. Okay, and maybe put the dimension that you actually want. This is the radius it's calculating as it moves along, like here, and it's quite nice to get an exact dimension. So I'm going to change that to 25 and see how that fares. Maybe that's a little bit big, so I'm going to press escape and then select the 25 and change that to maybe something slightly bigger, like 28, maybe 30. You know, so you're playing around with it until you feel like it's right. Okay, that feels pretty good. I'm also going to now draw in, if I come back to my line tool here, press construction. I'm going to select the middle of this and draw myself a nice central line here. Okay, like that. And I'm now going to use a mirror button. So if you look around here, you'll find the mirror button here. Now I can just select, making sure that's highlighted, select my curve, then click on the mirror line and then select your line, which you put nicely in the middle, and then click apply, and that's drawn it completely on the other side. I'm now going to finish my sketch, and then I'm going to come up to the extrude. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to select that part and then select that part, and I'm going to cut down and I'm going to go through all of that solid there. Okay, and click OK. That's quite nice. I might just lastly put something maybe on here. Let's think about how we might do that. We've already put our fillet on the edge here, so we can't just put something on this surface and extrude it that way. But maybe I could, well, I'll show you how to do this. It's a bit more complicated, but offset from work plane. Take this now, so these are plane, so I've just pressed that offset from work plane, that button there, and then select this plane and drag it along. Now I think this was 20 millimeters, so I'm going to go by -20, and that's put it nice and in the middle. Now you can select start a 2D sketch and select that work plane. And now we can draw ourselves a bit of a nice interesting feature here. So let's project our cut edges. That's drawn, you can't see it because it's halfway through now, but it has drawn that line on there and that line going along there. Now that's given me something that I can kind of maybe just work with. So I'm just thinking about some sort of, I don't know, some sort of point coming up to line up with here. So let's draw a line first. You know, maybe draw that line coming along here, like that, and we'll maybe make it, well, I didn't see that dimension, it just did it. So let's just check that dimension, escape, and then press your, yeah, let's make that 50. Okay, and then maybe take your arc tool and you might come down with your arc tool, select that, and just kind of bring that up slightly, like that. Okay. Okay, finish our sketch, have a look at what that looks like. Maybe press the extrude button, see how it didn't quite reach that end there, so we have to make sure it reaches the end. I'm not sure quite why it didn't do that. Looks like it is joined there, so let's just come across and just rotate it slightly. It does. Oh, it's because there we go, I understand why. When I did my work plane back here, so I'll escape here, I finished my sketch, I went all the way to the other side of the wood rather than -half of 20, which is -10. There we go. Let's now put it right in the middle, and that is now touching there. Okay, so now you should be able to extrude that and press that button. We're going to go both ways this time by 10, and that's given me a little bit of a point coming out. I quite like that. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to press OK, and then I'm just going to fill it, see if I can fill it that edge there by something like 5 mil. And there you go, maybe a bit less. Let's change it down to about 3. Okay, there we go. I'm going to press OK on there, and then I'm just going to fill it even by a little bit less to maybe this button here and this one here. All right, excellent. So there's some little interesting ideas for you to play around with there. To kind of have some fun with. There we go.